so the next thing to maybe talk about is the testing and feedback. That was one that really helped me in figuring out what was working, what wasn't, what people were getting out of my music. So maybe talk about that for us.
Yeah, most artists create in a vacuum. In other words, they sit in their rooms, they sit in their own bubbles, they sit in their own headspace, and they create, as I pointed out earlier, and then they just kind of pump it out there and they just hope that it's going to work. But rather than actually go out and spend a lot of money in a recording studio and spend a lot of money manufacturing or buying the van and rehearsing the band, only to find out maybe you could have done a little bit of work, why not find that out earlier in the process? I mean, it just makes complete sense, right? I mean, obviously, I'm not just gonna write this up and just kind of throw it out there and hope it communicates well.
Right.
I was testing this out on my audience for years before deciding to publish it, obviously. So that's kind of the concept behind that.
Right.
And some of the methods that you can use to do that would be, we can use internet, and we can also use sort of live performances as well. You want me to talk about those?
Yeah, how would you use a live performance in a professional way to kind of gauge what's working, what's not?
Okay, this is something I did, which I think was very, very helpful in one of the groups that I was in. What we did is we were recording a record and we wanted to know which song should make it on the record. So we're like, well, why should we decide? Let's let the fans decide. So we got a room, something similar to this, got some pizzas, got some beers, and essentially waited to give them the beer until after we played, right?
Perfect.
And played through the set, created a little bit of a survey, and we just said on a scale from 1 to 5, 1 being you didn't like it, 5 being you immediately liked it, what do you think of each song? So we'd play each song and then they'd check it off. And we had about 30 people in the room of our representative audience, people that were most likely to listen to our music. And these weren't our, girlfriends and moms and dads. It was people that we sort of randomly picked in a select area and invited them. And a lot of people were totally into it. And we did that 3 times. So you have 90 people essentially saying, which songs they think should make the record. And it could be something very, very easily done.
Okay. How would you go about doing it online?
Online, there's a couple different survey services you can use, like SurveyMonkey is one of them. You create a questionnaire that asks very clear questions, very simple questions, and you can email them out to your fan base. You can search different social networks to try to find people that are most likely to like your music, and then ask them to participate. And then, of course, always provide some incentive, like a free download or something like that, to kind of give people an incentive to maybe, help you out. But this is it validates, why you should pursue something rather than just kind of shooting in the dark and hoping everything works out. So it's a really good exercise. So.
Awesome, thank you.
So what we're going to do next, you guys, I believe we're going to talk about SMART goals in the next segment. So definitely make sure to hang out and see you then.